Hello everyone and welcome to our second episode of Raven Creek Park. And actually this time is not the first time I'm speaking to you in this episode because I had a voice recording before, but I accidentally activated the wrong microphone and it sounded like it sounded like one of these old telephones you had in the 80s and 60s even. And yeah, I tried a couple things to maybe save the recording, but sadly it didn't want to cooperate with me, so I had to do it again, and I'm doing it again. And but at least, I mean, it's my second video, so mistakes can be made, and I think I can only learn from this and improve on it. Yeah, what are the plans this time? We are going much more into details, especially with the food area, but also with the aviaries, bringing in the birds and the decoration, everything. Also the plants and rocks around this entrance area. But also we are doing one thing that just recently got available, and this is of course the new decals that we got with the last DLC, the Europe DLC. I think it wasn't even 2 months ago, and these little things are really a game changer. They give us so much more control over what we can do to give an area more story, more personality. You can see here I placed some splittered walls, like if the plaster was already coming off from the wall, and you can see the stone base underneath. But I also will later add a lot of grudge, a lot of like even some dirt trails on the ground, like if the dirt over the years got stuck to the walls and made them a little bit run down. And yeah, I can only praise Frontier for adding these, and I hope that we even maybe get some more variants of this in the future, but we can only see. But yeah, one thing I also wanted to talk about was the concrete, the plans for this project. What can you expect? Especially what animals can you expect? And I already talked about it a little bit in the last video, but I will heavily focus, of course, on North American animals, for which we will use also, for once, the base camp animals like the grizzly bear and the not dire wolf, but timber wolf, of course, and also stuff like the bison and pronghorn. So I can already see that we do make a little prairie type of an exhibit or habitat with pronghorns and bisons. But we will of course also use a lot of the DLCs, especially the Arctic DLC with the amazing doll sheep and what was it? A reindeer, of course. Sadly, I don't think we will have the polar bear, because this is supposed to be a little bit of a smaller zoo, and a big high price animal with a lot of needs like a polar bear would really fit into that concept for me. And yeah, also the recently released, last year they Frontier released the North America Animal Pack, and that gave us a whole range of amazing and new animals like the cougar, the moose, the American beaver, of course, and alligator. All of them will be featured in the zoo, but also, and this is a bit different, we will also feature a couple of European animals, such like the fallow deer, the lynx, or the ibex, simply because I think biome and temperature-wise these animals fit into the zoo, but also we have similar counterparts. There are similar counterparts in the States, with stuff like the white-tailed deer, with animals like the bobcat, and sadly we don't have them, so I decided to use the similar European animals, and with that expand our roster a bit. I think I counted, and it was about 11 species that we will have in the zoo, which I think makes for a nice small park. And yeah, now we are creating this awesome, or our awesome entrance sign of course with the amazing fonts made by Ricey, one of the best font makers in this game, and I think she also made fonts in already in Planet Coaster. So yeah, amazing stuff. And with her, without her, I think I wouldn't have been able to make the small font, the small signage. And now our zoo has a name officially. It's called Raven Creek Park. Of course, if you think another name would fit better, tell me in the comments or in this live stream or on Discord, and we can consider changing it or a little bit of a variation of it. Of course, I would still try to stay to Raven and everything, and it should contain something of wood and woodland. But yeah, this was the name I came up with first, and if everyone agrees, we can of course stick to it. So now we are working on the Aviaries. Of course, implied. Frontier sadly haven't given us Aviaries so far. If you are watching this video in like a month or in two, and you're saying, "Wait, Frontier just released an Aviary DLC last week. What are you talking about?" Yeah, at the time of the recording, we still have to imply these habitats, as we don't have functioning birds, so to say, in the game. And I decided to make a couple of these aviaries, five in total, which will feature not tropical birds or exotic species, but rather species you see in this area, such like ravens, like crows, like owls, like jackdaws. So local species, and so children and people can learn about their local bird species and maybe how they are endangered, how they can protect them. In these 5 areas, we will feature a couple of common ravens, but also on later we will also add more. But also we feature short-eared owls, and I think a snow owl is what I added. But of course, we will also have in the zoo itself. We will also have more aviaries with animals like eagles, like bigger owls and such things, birds of prey, hawks and everything like that, or ducks. And so this is just like a little teaser for what's to come for the guests. And yeah, for the birds, I think we will see it in a second. I used a lot of workshop birds. I used birds that were made on the workshop by amazing people. I sadly haven't written down who made them, but I will link their stuff, of course, in the description of this video, so you can download them for yourself. You can give them a like or even a prize. I think this is something on Steam you can do, and you can show your support and how much you like their stuff. I really like it. They are simple, but they do their job, and of course they're also in the right size. Now we add our little snow owl and our short-eared owl. If you want to name your one animal, if you want to say, I don't know, call the owl Hedwig or something, write it down in the comments, and in the next stream, I will choose one comment. And he gets, and if he has a name written, I will name an animal in the zoo after him, or what this person suggested. So write down in the comments what you want to name an animal, and I will choose it in the Friday stream tomorrow, and we will name this animal. Implied or real, you can decide. And yeah, also when you already are in the comments to write down your favorite animal name, you can maybe even consider giving this video a like, or even subscribing to show your support, to show that you liked it, and I would be very happy about this. And yeah, sadly, it's a common thing nowadays to say, could you subscribe up, but sadly, it is the only way we can see that you like these videos, that you enjoy these videos. And this is sadly how YouTube works. So yeah, I would be very happy about it, and it's up to you. I will not force anyone. And now we are working on the food court. Yeah, we have a French fries stand there and a smoothie, I think, is it? And now we are also making some benches, so the guests can sit down and have a drink, have something to eat, and later can go into the zoo, explore the zoo, or after they came out and are a little bit hungry. And yeah, I think that what I also want to say is many people may be curious about what plants are coming into the zoo. What is the whole tropical but not tropical rainforest about, temperate rainforest, and basically I wanted to do something different. I mean, we have awesome zoos on this channel already, but on YouTube already, with Koali Zoo, with the awesome crew of Koali Zoo, and Evans, Tamashati, and yeah, they're all tropical zoos, and I wanted to go something in a different direction. I wanted to have a lush foresty zoo with a lot of shade, with a lot of moisture, and it's lush and you feel like you are in a big forest, but I don't want to have it tropical and warm and sweaty. So I, with the help of some friends, I got the idea of this temperate rainforest, which are basically the same as tropical rainforest, but without the tropical and much more colder. And yeah, I also looked at a lot of plants. I did a little bit of research. What plants do grow there? What animals do live there? Where can I find them? And that's why I decided to base my zoo in upstate Oregon, close to the border of Washington, because in this area you have the most area of this temperate rainforest, of course, also with the Sequoia National Park in California. So all the way up from California to Washington, you can find this, even up to Alaska, you can find this temperate rainforest. And I looked at a lot of stuff for plants and everything, and came up with a roster of plants I want to use. Stuff like the Douglas fir, for the red cedar, the black spruce. Sadly, we don't have the giant sequoias in the game, but maybe I can make one myself, or someone else in the community already made one, and we can use this one. And yeah, as you shortly saw, I think you will also see it later in the showcase. I already prepared some trees in advance for this zoo, and I basically merged the trees with the mossy rock to give it an appearance of overgrown, of something that is already taken over by the moss, which will also be in an abundance in the zoo, alongside with ferns, with crowberries, other berries, little bushes and stuff. And some might ask you why, and no, certain people that will ask why we don't have stuff like the white sage in the zoo. And I looked into it. I think the white sage on itself gives a really nice contrast to the green, but I wanted to stay as close to the real places as possible, and I looked into it, and white sage only grows in dry and arid regions, so New Mexico, Arizona, and wouldn't fit in a shady, moisty, and yeah, lush forest, which is the temperate rainforest. It would simply rot there, so to speak. So I decided against it, but you will see later, maybe also in the live stream on Friday tomorrow, you will see what plants I decided on, what we will use. And yeah, I will leave you now to the music for the rest of the video, and I see you then in the end for the little showcase of what we have achieved, what was built. And I hope I see you in the next video. And yeah, as I said, leave me a comment down below of what you like, what I can improve, and then I see you at the end of the video. So enjoy the music. Alright, and here we are on our way to the now finished entrance, Raven Creek Park. The train actually just drove behind us and left the bridge, but maybe we will see him later. But yeah, that it is. There it is. Our finished entrance with our bird cages, our little food area, and of course the ticket booth. And yeah, let's look through it. Let's look at a few more details, and especially of course we have our friends the common raven with these awesome signs. um, the other birds still use the same signs. I have to change that. I didn't have the time to do that, and you can already see it's a bit older. It's a little bit already dirty and a little bit broken here and there. So these cages are definitely older and not well cleaned and everything. It's a little bit overgrown, but yeah, the zoo has a lot of history. It's been here for quite a while, and you can also see the nature around. It's already taking up. These hills will be covered in trees and plants. I just decided for now that I will only decorate the entrance area, and later we will step for step we will um, um, uh, yeah, we will make this whole area a lush forest. You can buy your little means your fries here, your French fries here, and have a nice movie, and you can sit here, enjoy a little bit of the sun, if it will be there, and if you had your food, if you had your meal, you can head over to the ticket booth. And yes, thank you. I would love to have a ticket. The entrance, I think, are pretty fine. Maybe if some people who are living in the US, can you tell me in the comments if these prices are moderate, if they are good for such a small zoo, or if I should change them. And yeah, you can grab a booklet, and then you can head into the zoo, where actually there is a boxed animal, but this will be for a later video or later stream, so I will not say what's in there. But yeah, here you have the short-eared owl, and also the snow owl here. And this cage will stay empty, and we will have a sign here saying it's empty. But as I said, I still have to change the signs out. And yeah, that's basically it for now. The entrance stays, and we still have to do a lot of stuff like the backstage area. Um, there will be our first habitat will sit here. You will see that in the Friday stream, and then from there on we will hopefully grow our lovely small zoo. And just to give you an overview of the map we are playing with, or the map that I made, um, it's a custom, well, it's not custom, but it's a terraformed map, heavily terraformed, with an I think awesome mountain range that I made here, and a nice little river. The Raven Creek flows through these mountains, and we have these two, I think, awesome train bridges on both of these mountain ranges, and so the train can go from left to right here, and also from here. And then we have these awesome panoramas with the mountains in the background. And I hope later the zoo will grow from here into this area, into this valley, this mountain valley, and develop from there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed these first two episodes, and I hope you are eager to see what will come in the future. And as I said, visit watch our live stream tomorrow, and then you will see our first habitat animal, hopefully. And yeah, I see you in the next video. I hope you will be there, and I wish you a great time, and goodbye, everyone.